everyone. So earlier this summer I showed you how we were building our vegetable garden, all the raised beds. This is a project I've been so excited about. I have known what this is going to look like in my head for probably 5 years. So I was so excited to get started on it, and I just you know, could not wait to get rolling on this. So it's been a while since I've showed you what's been going on in there, and so I wanted to take you in there now and show you what it looks like. So here's the vegetable garden. It requires special footwear, which is boots, because it's a mud pit. As you might imagine, this is not what I had anticipated or planned for or wanted, but it's just how this summer went. You know, we got very busy. We started the project later than we probably should have. We got very busy, and honestly, we ran out of steam. There was a lot more work involved in this project that I had even imagined, and where we got stuck was with the dirt here. We brought in dirt to level this whole area in order to build these beds, but I want gravel underneath here. And the plan is to put down a few inches of limestone screenings, and then we're going to put gravel on top. I'm not going to mess around with landscape fabric. I hate landscape fabric, and I've not had good luck with it. So I prefer to go the limestone screenings way, and I've done that with a few other paths, and it's worked out pretty well for me. But that meant digging out all of the dirt between the beds that we had brought in. And because that wasn't top grade topsoil, there's a lot of clay in it, and digging that out became very, very hard. Here in the middle is where we did manage to dig some of it out. But we just lost steam on this project. So a few weeks ago, I decided to hire somebody to come in. Actually, the same company that brought the topsoil in and leveled it is going to take it out and dig it out between the beds here. But the problem is it rained. As soon as I did that, as soon as I hired them, it's rained for 2 weeks. And it was just standing water in here. Things are starting to dry out now, and I have hopes that all of this will be gone and I will have that blessed gravel, because the problem is that it's very unpleasant to be in here now. You have to put on boots. It's not very fun to tromp around in the mud. And it's just not, you know, it's not my dream. And it looks like hell around the outside of this thing right now. There's weeds everywhere. We haven't spread topsoil. Of course, we're gonna grow grass and landscape all this area around this. And then of course the other thing that really needs to happen is a fence. Of course I had wanted all of that done well before now, but there's no way to put up a fence until we get rid of this soil, because it just makes it a lot more difficult to work around. So the goal is, before this gets put to bed for winter, is we want that fence up. So that next spring I am raring to go, because the lack of a fence has really been a problem. Let me show you. So here's sort of the ugly bits from the outside. This is what we're doing for a fence right now. It's just string, 3 levels of string tied around posts. And actually it is keeping the deer out. The deer don't want to run into that. It is not keeping other things out, as I will show you. But it's just a mess. You can see that the mud has washed up on the side of the beds, so once this is all done I'll have to scrub everything down. But you know, I did grow in here this year, so let me show you what's in there. I love green beans, and fortunately the beans have done well. In fact, I need to get in there and pick because they're still going strong, and I actually planted some new plants probably a month ago or so, so I'm hoping to keep that harvest going. I also planted a ton of tomatoes, and as you can see, there are lots and lots of green tomatoes on. The problem is not a single one has ripened yet. I've not gotten a single tomato out of this garden yet. Some parts of the flower beds are doing really well, even though they got, like everything else, got such a late start. I love this amaranth. I just think it's so pretty, and I've been putting it in all sorts of bouquets. Zinnias are actually growing well. This is kind of a big deal for me. I don't have a lot of luck with zinnias, if you can believe that. But they're doing well, and they're all starting to pop up. I have green amaranth over here, and some more cosmos over here. The idea is that these are cutting gardens. I haven't done a lot of cutting from them, to be honest with you. The zucchini and the delicata squash have all done really well. Unfortunately though, it's been a few days since I've been over here, and look what I just found. It's a huge zucchini. I hate that. I guess I better make some zucchini bread, because I hate to waste it. Down here in the herb bed, The basil is going crazy and it's been wonderful. In fact, I've been making pesto like crazy. In fact, I need to get in here and do that again. The parsley is doing really well. I like to save all these for use over winter. Even the rosemary has done exceptional over here, which is, I don't have a lot of luck with rosemary often. So this herb bed has been great and certainly well worth the effort. Also over here, we have peppers and potatoes. I was so thrilled to have some room to grow potatoes. I love homegrown potatoes. So we've got lots of peppers on here. And all of these are potatoes, which are not quite ready to come out yet, but they're looking really good. And I planted them a little later, and that might have been to my advantage. I didn't have any problems with bugs at all, really. Now this is where we get to a real sad situation. This was my greens bed. I had beets and Swiss chard and lettuce in here, and something, I believe those are its prints, is absolutely ransacked this bed. It pulls out all of the Swiss chard. I keep trying to put new seeds in and grow new seeds. It's just been a complete disaster, basically. I don't know what it is. It could be a fox, it could be a raccoon, it probably is a raccoon, it could be a groundhog, although I've not seen one of those around. Not to say it's not here. It could be any number of things, but what I'm telling you is that I can't wait for this fence to come up, because I'm hoping that fence, certainly some of those animals could get over a 6-foot fence, but it certainly would slow them down, and I find that the animals around here tend to be a little lazy and they'll just move on. So this is such a disappointment, because I love lettuce, I love greens, and it's real disappointment that we haven't been able to have those. Speaking of zinnias, look, it's Queenie Lime Orange Zinnia, and boy am I thrilled. Oh, I think it's beautiful. So that's what's going on in the vegetable garden. You know, am I disappointed? Yeah, I'm absolutely disappointed. You know, I had in my mind that I was going to be entertaining people in this garden this year. This is not at all what I thought would happen, but I think it's typical. I think I can't be the only person who ever has gotten into a project that was maybe a bit off a little bit more than they can chew. And if it's happened to you, tell me about it in the comments, because I'd like to hear, you know, how you deal with that. So, lesson learned, I guess, but I still have hope that this can be wrapped up by fall, and you know, maybe all those dreams I had for this garden really come to fruition in spring instead of this fall. And I've got all kinds of plans for what else is going to get planted in here. There's going to be special things planted along the fence and outside of the fence. I've got 2 beautiful roses that are waiting to get planted by a gate. That I'm starting to get a little worried about. We're getting a little late to be doing that, so those might have to overwinter somewhere else. But this is how gardening goes sometimes. I guess everything's not perfect all the time. I'm happy that I got some wonderful produce out of this garden to harvest. I am desperate for a tomato out of my garden, and I do hope it happens this year, because there's plenty there. They just got in a little late. So next year will absolutely be a better gardening year. But in the meantime, you know what? It was still a productive year, and I learned a few things along the way. Anyways, I hope your gardening year has been a little bit better than mine, and let me know how it's been for you. If you like this video, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up on it. Please hit subscribe if you'd like to see more of them. And I really appreciate you guys watching this. And you know, go out in your garden and go have fun. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, look. Look. Red tomatoes. I think that's Valentine. Oh, yay. All right, let's eat one right now. Well, that was a totally okay tomato. Not exactly what I had hoped. Keep trying.